shit. I forgot to press live. Thanks, thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Terence. Uh, sorry, guys. I think it'll sweep equal highs and short after the news. So, just went dizzy. Sorry, guys, on YouTube. I forgot to press go live. I thought I was live. At the end of the day, I'm going to trade what I see, and that will be. We've got what 17 minutes for the news, so I'm not going to trade anything now. There's nothing that can set up for me. Am I trading on TradingView? No, I'm just doing analysis on TradingView. So, I just need to take that off a second, guys. Unemployment at 130. Yeah, MetaTrader. So listen, guys. House rules. No sledging. No belittling other people on the live streams. I don't talk about smart money concepts. I don't talk about ICT. Don't talk about fair value gaps. Don't talk about order blocks. Only price action. If you've got questions about that, happy to answer. And if you're wondering why I look like this and sound like this right now, I've literally just come in from a run, and I'm a bit out of breath. You're long now. Stop loss underneath your support. Okay. If I was going to go long, I could look for a false break. If candle closes back above here, then we get a wick down. We can trade. But I'm not going to do anything until after the news right now. Yvonne looking for a new one. Yeah, just click in. If you click in my bio, you'll see who I recommend for instant funded, and it'd be using their broker. I have a buy-in at 15.16. Okay, you got a buy limit in here. Okay, nice. So if we get a close above, then we can potentially look for a trade. But remember, that's going to be right on the news candle. So if we get a close above, the next candle spikes down on the news, then I'll happily look for a buy above there, buy a candle. Oh, Jesus. Absolutely. Am I expecting big news? To be fair, no idea, mate. We'll wait and see. Hopefully we can. Today's just been a bit of chop, really, and I've got caught right in it. Did well from the open last night and through the 5 a.m. and then I've just got greedy. You think we'll sweep the high? Live in London. Yeah, live in London. Do I think we'll sweep the high? Maybe. I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll wait for the wait for the price action. I do in the other rooms, but I forgot. I forgot to bring it in. It's probably not a bad idea to go and get it right now. Guys, I am actually just going to go and get the fan. Bear with me. There we go. Why did I not open that in the first place? Sorry, guys. No one seems to be confident on how gold moves anymore. It's not about being confident. You just have to wait for your setup. So right now we've got clear candle space that we can work into on the 15 if we get a close above. But we have to wait. You know, look at the hourly. It's just printed. It's taken the highs, taken the lows, closed below the level. If you, it's just been printing. Saved you. You certainly did, mate. I completely forgot. I mean, just look at today in terms of outside candles. Outside candle, outside candle, outside candle, outside candle. These are things that are normally few and far between. We've had one, two, three, four. Two bullish ones, two bearish ones since 2 a.m. So that is definitely an easy case to get your ass spanked. Um, uh, One second. One second, guys. I'm just going to take a call. One second, one second. Uh, Bear with me, guys. Hey, I'm just on live stream. Hello? Hello? I'm just on live stream. Yeah, bye. Sorry about that, guys. So let's go 9 minutes. Let's see what's happening. What are you watching out there, guys? Um, let's hope so. I'm not looking to do anything just yet. I need to wait for the news and then see what happens. Um, is there news today? 1:30 in 7 minutes. So we can't do anything until then. So it's probably going to be a bit of a quiet live stream today. Um, Right. Okay. Looks like a sell. Well, definitely on the 4 hour, it looks that way. Um, but this candle's not going to close till what? But we can see it's having a little bit of a jit. I will be shocked if it moves much on. Yeah, you never know though. If anything, I quite like the H1. Now we're having a little bit of a pullback on here. If there's if there's a sell to 17, I'm liking a sell below the current hourly candle, but I'm going to um, wait for the news. Ideally, I want it to go up first. So if the market will push up first, then we'll look to sell underneath the low. So I want it to push up first. If this pushes up on the news, I'm going to place a sell stop underneath the low of this candle. Okay, but I want it to push up on the news. If it pushes up and breaks out and closes above these highs, then we'll be looking for buy stops. Okay, so two different ways of looking at this right now. So if it pushes up on the news, I'm going to place a sell stop underneath the low of this candle and then look to exit as price starts to move lower. So we've got 5 minutes. I think the runs messed you up today. Oh mate, it did. I'm kind of back in the zone now. But for that first 10 minutes, oh maybe Christ, 25 past. Maybe the first 20 minutes, a little bit out of it. So I do apologize, guys. Uh, I think you're absolutely right. User 4940. Yeah, so I can't imagine it's been a great one for you to log into so far today, but I am kind of back in the land of the living now. We're going to wait for, yeah, we're going to wait for the news in 4 minutes. Hopefully that will push price up. And this will give us two options. One will be if it closes above 33.28, then we'll look for buy stops. If it just pushes price up, we're going to put a sell stop underneath the low of this hourly candle. Okay. Not far, just 8K today, but it's very hilly out there. Um, very hilly and very hot. Oh, really? Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm not sure. Uh, Financial G Spot. What a name that is. Love it. Okay. Um, tickle me. Uh, how are we doing? Good afternoon, Commander in Chief. You know it, big man. Absolutely. Right. Okay, we've got 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes, and we're looking for price to push higher. Um, if price pushes higher, we're placing a sell stop underneath the low of this candle. Um, so that will be around, according to my broker, around 33. Shit, I can't see. God, this is where more like old man than big man. I can't see. Low is 33.17.99. So 33.17.79 would be where I'll place. There we go. Right. 33.32 and drop. Well, be nice. I'll take a false break from up there. Uh, 2 minutes or 1 minute and a half till the news. So looking for Stephen Buckley. Good morning or good afternoon from the UK. So yes, we're waiting. If you're new to the live stream, guys, just remember, please I want you to respect everyone on here. That means no sledging, no belittling other people in the live stream. Where's unbelievable? I can never use them now. Um, I don't talk about fair value gaps. I don't talk about smart money concepts, order blocks, orbs, any of that. So only price action. If you've got a question about price action or general chit chat, fine. Um, and respect everyone's questions. Remember, not everyone maybe as knowledgeable as you. A lot of people will be new, so no taking the piss or making fun of people if you think it's a daft question, because there is no such thing as a daft question. The only daft question is the one you don't ask. What will the news have effects? Probably. How much? I have no idea. We've got what? 13 seconds. So what I want to see is I want to see price push up first, and if it does, you're going to hear me hit sell, and it'll be a sell stop underneath the current hourly low. Um, uh, there we go. So not a lot of movement. Hmm. You know what? The 30 looks a little bit different. Let me see what it looks like on my. Oh, my broker's frozen. My broker data is completely frozen. I can't see anything. I've got no trading, by the way, guys. I've got no trading because I wanted it to push up. My broker's completely frozen. Uh, what? Okay, hold on a second. What's going on here? Something weird has just happened. I can't accept. 1 second, guys. I can't even get into my back to work. Good luck. Cheers, Patrick. Um, just be wary when on fundamentals, guys, because just remember the market might. Um, okay, I have a little problem here. Have you? I can't even. 1 second. I'm thinking buys, to be fair, guys. I'm thinking buys. Okay, I'm back in. Right. I'm thinking buys above, and I'll explain why. Let me get pending order sorted. All right, the high of the 30-minute candle is 33.22.01. So 25 is going to be unable to open. Oh, God. Auto trading. There we go. Okay, partial TPs. Bear with me. Right, my order's above the high of the M30, guys. 120. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my partial TP set. Right, my order's just gone in above here. TikTok, YouTube, I'm just going to put you on. Sorry, I just had a nightmare with tech there. I couldn't access my accounts. Okay, so if you on TikTok, this is what I've done, guys. I've got a buy stop here like this. I'm looking at this as a little false break, and we've wicked down on the news, looking for it to take out the highs. Because it's a range, I'm going to put my auto break even in at 7 pips. Okay, I can change screen now on TikTok. There we go. There you go. So because we're trading the range now, what was the thought process? We got support here. The market closed below on this candle. The next candles then close back above support. The next candles wick back down. So if we take out the high, I anticipate we'll run back up somewhere into this mid-range, and potentially all the way back up, but we'll see. So we're getting close to triggering now, guys. This is a buy. It's a pending order above the high of the 30-minute candle. I've got one TP at 12 pips, one TP at 25 pips, and auto break even at 7 pips. Very close to triggering. No, gold. And we're live. Now we've just taken a gold buy czar. So can't see price action. Okay, so we're about, there you go. Why did that not hit break even? Should be. There you go, break even. So nice, simple stuff. Can't lose. And we're about to hit TP1. There you go, TP1, 12 pips banked. Easy pickings, guys. Trade what we see. Trade what we see, not what we think. Okay, and we're out. Done. Let's go back to 12 pips secured. We'll come back. We'll see if there's a... So, there we go. Done. I don't care what it does now. Nice little bit of profit for us there. Now, I'm not gonna 30-minute. Okay. Look, it's just getting a wee bit choppy in there right now. Nas 30-minute is a sell. Let me just have a look. Before we jump in, I'll leave it. There's only no. We'll sit out of that. We'll sit out of that. DAX, no setups. Gold. Well, we've got to wait now. We've got to wait either until we break these highs, or we don't need that anymore because new support has been formed. New support has been formed here. In theory, you could enter it again right now. It's at your entry price, but you know, once that's personal preference. What's a good trading platform to use for gold? Let's use this screen. Which screen? Uh, yeah, I mean, look, it's if you're in it now, and you've just bought it, then you're about 8 pips up. We secured 12 pips, then moved stops to break even, and got stopped at break even. When I take a trade, exit point, I'm out. I'm out. We got in, we secured 12 pips, stops went to break even, and then we got stopped at break even. So look, I always like to secure profits and get risk free quickly, guys. And then if we can get a runner, fantastic. This market's very choppy at the minute, so the likelihood of getting a runner isn't going to be high unless we get above here or maybe below this area, 3308. Because even though you got, because look, this is your new support now. That's been formed. That's your new support. So if we look below there, we've got these wicks to potentially fill here, which is only 25 pips. Then below there, you've got 17. You've got another 20 pips. So it's not massively clean. 15-minute candle. Again, look, it's pointing like on the lower time frame, it's pointing like we're going to run up to the upside. But I've already taken, is FXCM okay? I've had a very bad experience with them back in what 20, 2010, 2011. And they were one of the brokers that got a massive fine back in 2015 when the Swiss franc depegged. Um, they got 225 million fine. So I don't think I would trust them, but that's just my opinion. Hi, you are taking market order, entry order. No order. We've done. We took 12 pips and then got stopped at break even. Um, we bought as it broke the highs. Here we bought as it broke the highs. After pushing lower, we took 12 pips and then we got stopped at break even. Um, so now it's just a matter of seeing if there's any other potential setups. I'm not. Uh, See, even looking at this, right? We've got uprange candles all the way, followed by an inside candle, followed by an uprange. This candle right now is outside, but oh no, it's not. It's downrange. It looked like that broke the highs. So if this is going to close anything like this, the next candle will probably push up and then come down to fill that wick and maybe come down. Because if price is going to go higher, it's going to have to create a higher low. So waiting for price to come down into anywhere down here to form a higher low to then trade it back up would be good. So I my bias is short to form a higher low unless it just pumps and breaks through these areas. So Mark, please explain your thoughts, employment figures, and a decision to buy. Um, okay, so when it comes to numbers and fundamentals, I really don't care because there's times you'll see good news and the market will drop. There's times you'll see bad news and the market will rally. So just let price tell us how the market is positioned. So if the news was good, let's say for gold, so bad for USD, then what should have happened is we should have seen gold spike. If it was good for the dollar, then you'd see gold drop. Okay. Now, that's just using logic, but we should see that instantly, meaning so whatever happens, whatever direction the market takes, will tell us how the market is positioned, and then it should, in theory, continue that way. So as it moved lower first on the news, you would expect it to continue. So the fact that it tried to push lower and failed to break that high, that low, and we closed back above the minor support level with that bullish candle, I was happy it met my false break rules to buy above the high. So that was it. So I'm happy to trade after the news. Any good gold prop firm for GC futures comics trading? I don't know, mate. Sorry. Um, Only prop firm that I know of and recommend is Instant FX Capital. Sent TikTok Universe. What's that? Uh, can you can I recommend a decent, honest platform? Um, can you enter buy again? No, you can enter a buy anytime. Um, but you got to think, why am I taking a buy? Does it meet a rule, or are you buying because you think the market's going up? And if you're doing it because you think, then I'd strongly say go against your thought process and start writing some rules down. Um, I think there's more complicated than this, that other elements should be taken into consideration. That's what the human brain likes to do, Cactus. We like to complicate things. You can make trading as difficult as you want. And if you want to make it more difficult, then you know what? I'm not going to stop you. Um, for me, I'll always try and make everything as simple as possible. There is a basket of things move the price in a certain direction. No, there's only two things that move price, buyers and sellers. The rest of it, you've no idea what it is. So you can say news, you can say geopolitical tensions, you can say interest rates, but you have no idea how the buyers and sellers are positioned. So the only thing you can work on is buying and selling pressure. How long is the live on for today? Maybe another 20 minutes or so. Not massively long today. So, but if you want to, I mean, look, I used to trade looking at commitment of traders report and seasonality. I had a simplified technical approach, but I would look at a lot of data, and that data didn't make trading any easier. It just gave me a time window to look at to buy certain markets, and then I would look for elements in terms of how a commercial's positioned, when to buy. So once I got that set up and I got a timing through seasonality, then that was my cue. Then I'd start to look at seasonality, price action. For example, the tariff news are so strong. Yeah, but it'll be shown in price. The tariff news, all that's going to happen is it's going to spike one way and then go the other. The easiest trade with tariff news is indexes drop, wait for them to drop, keep and just wait for buyers to come back in. When you see buyers come back in, guess what? They print new highs every time. Demand and supply and price action are all that matters. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like I said, you can read if you want to go down some news like today won't play a big role. Yeah, but the news for me, I'm a day trader, right? Do you think I care how people are positioned 6 months down the line? I'm looking for that move now. Okay, and geopolitical tensions can change from day to day. Ceasefire today, attack tomorrow, ceasefire. If you're going to try and create a fundamental opinion around geopolitical tensions, you're going to need a whole army of researchers. You know, look at Goldman's, JP, whatever. They've got whole floor of analysts, and then the analysts will hand the data to their traders, etc. If you're a one-man band, you want to try and get into fundamentals, you're going to spend 99% of your time reading. Then you've got to try and find a bias. I can look at a chart in 30 seconds. I can have a bias. I can see who's buying, who's selling. That's all I need to know. Is there anyone in control? Is there any structure points? Is there any clear space? If there is, I wait for the confirmation. I trade it. If it doesn't, makes no matter. I won't trade around the news event. I'll trade after the news event. And then but like I said, Cactus, it's up to you, mate. Um, trading can be as simple as you want or as difficult as you want. Um, I'm a pretty simple guy, so I need things in not just layman's terms, but I need them simple, simple. I just feel it's important to understand the pulse of the market. But who understands the pulse of the market? What is the pulse of the market? Yeah, just yeah. That's I mean, that's it. I mean, I'll only ever do what I do, and I'll only ever show what I do. I'm not going to try and show anything that I don't do. Um, but I'm trying to show people that you can dumb it down. You don't have to make things difficult. If you enjoy reading and you enjoy spending a lot of time going into the research part of it, then that's great. But then you still have to formulate an opinion, and that opinion is based on what you think. It's a very gray area. You can speak to all the analysts from all the top banks, and they'll all have differing opinions, but yet they've all got the same information. Therefore, fundamentals are a very gray area. And that's fact. So, you know, we can look at why do I use things like horizontals or like this? Because if I was to ask a 10-year-old to find every buyer candle followed by a seller candle and every seller candle followed by a buyer candle and mark the levels on the chart and then say, right, now take away all the ones when you look left where there's no clear traffic. And clear traffic, I'm referring to big bodied candles. So let's just do this as an example. So let's put all the levels on going down, the support levels. Oops. And then I want you to think about where would be the best sell. If you could take one, where would be the best sell? Okay, so if we could sell underneath here, so let's make it. Okay, so I want everyone to answer this. So we'll do this one as red. We'll do this one as blue. This one as yellow. This one as green. And this one as, let's go like a lilac. Okay, so if you could sell underneath this one, this one, this one, or this one, so the top one is red, the second one is blue, the third one is yellow, the fourth one is green, and the fifth one is like a purpley, which one would you sell below? Which one do you think would give you the highest probability of a sell? You can only choose one. Just remember, look left. Look left. The clue is in the price. When you look left, look at the candles. Yeah, everyone on YouTube is saying the right answer. Most people on, uh, yeah, Gold Trader, exactly. Most people in TikTok are saying the right one. Purple, right? Just look. If you sell under green, your next level's here. If you sell under yellow, your next level's here. If you sell under blue, your next level's here. If you sell under red, you've got these wicks to work with and here. If you sell under purple, you've got all that clear candle space to work into. Does that make sense? So I can literally teach a 10-year-old how to look for the best trades or the best trading areas in a very short space of time. The question is, will you be disciplined enough to just wait for price to get to those price points? Okay, so you want to do it for buys as well. Okay, so remember, if you want to do buys, you've got to look at resistance this time. So if you want to buy, so resistance is all at the same. I'll have to change the colors in a second. Okay, now we'll say first one's purple, second one's red, third one's green, fourth one's blue, and last one will be pink. So which one would you want to buy above? Purple, red, green, or blue? So, I mean, look, from a quick glance, it's very close between green and purple, but probably green, I'm guessing. 60 pips, 55. Yeah, so look, either purple or green. They're the they're the cleanest ones. Maybe green, maybe the purple one, you sacrifice a few pips for just a little bit more of a clean road where you've got this big wick, a couple of wicks, but they're both very similar. So you can see how quickly you can decide where you want to be a buyer and seller. You just got to be patient enough to wait for that price point. And you're just looking for big candles like this to trade into. It's that simple. If you imagine driving down a road, do you want to drive down a road that's got loads of cars on to get to your desired destination, or do you want to drive it down a road that's empty and you can get there much quicker? And this is what I'm saying. You can make trading as it's also about time frame. Maybe I'm scalp. Yeah, but yeah, this is it's irrelevant. This is the time frame we're looking at. So you can change the time frame. It'll still be the same process. You're looking for the same thing. So you can choose the time frame. If there's nothing clear, you go up a time frame. So no, if we go to the hourly, you look at that and go, oh, okay, right. So red no longer exists. Green still exists, but blue comes back down to here. Okay. So in that case, if I was going to trade the hourly, I want to be long above purple. I'll go with or against trend. I don't mind. I'll just trade into space. Find the space and trade into it. I'm loving it. Someone's name just came up as fuck you. I thought that's what someone was saying to me, but that was actually their screen name. Why wouldn't you buy at 33.15 as an area of liquidity? Man, did you not hear the house rules? I swear, someone needs to teach me how to put a banner up. I need to learn how to put a banner up. Yeah, look, gold's proper popping. Pop, pop, popping. We uh we were unlucky with that. Perfect, perfect little false break on there. Fill the range. Now we have to wait. Uh, all right. Well, let me just wait. We've got 2 minutes for the candle to uh, incoming peanut. Time to sell. Do you trade NASDAQ or European indexes? Yeah, I trade the DAX in the morning. I will trade the NASDAQ as well, but I think I'll wait for market to break and close above this area before I look at buys on the NASDAQ. Sells, I mean, look, this time frame, the only area of interest for a potential sell for me, oh God, I need to change these back, is underneath here. But what's that? 46, it's 34 points. So I can hit T1 into that area. So that's okay. What do you think about DAX in general? Would you hold a long trade in certain direction? Um, no, I mean, when it comes to indexes, you got to think the objective in index is to go up in value because it is the top X amount of companies. So the DAX is the top 40 German companies. And the idea of a company is to make profit. So if they make profit, in theory, their share price should appreciate, which means you should see the DAX in general go appreciate in value. And that's the same for any index. So if you are a buyer, then if you want to hold and you see big daily dips, then that's a great time to hold. But I don't hold anything. I'm literally close everything out in the same session. Could you run through your false break rules? Mr. Gonzalez, absolutely. For you, sir, not a problem. Um, is NAS not a BPC at the moment? It could be. It could be if we get a bullish candle. But if we get a bullish candle, this range is going to be too small to trade into. 2 o'clock, gold's pushing up. Some reports talking about crash of DAX. Do you believe that? Uh, I don't read anything. I just trade what I see. Um, you also have to remember that when you look at the US, they've been downgraded by all the ratings companies now. So you're probably seeing a shift from dollars into other markets right now. Um, yeah, there might be a big correction, there might not. But look, I'm always very skeptical. If there's something being written, why is it being written? There's usually an agenda, right? And this is something we spoke about the other day. If you see somebody saying, "Oh, buy this, buy this, buy that," it's usually going to be very close to the end of the road. As soon as it's in the press everywhere saying buy, 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 you literally want to start thinking about sell, 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 sell. There's that old saying, buy when people are fearful and sell when people are greedy. And that's if you're a long-term holder, I would go along those lines. Right, let's go back to the false break rules for Mr. Gonzalez. Uh, we'll look at gold for you because that that was one that met the rules. Okay, so we had support here. This black candle closed below support. So the way that I would trade a breakout is candle has to close below the support, the next candle has to push up, and then we sell the lows. What happened here is this just broke the lows and then closed back above. So once it closes back above the level, this is me with a false break, potentially setting up. So what needs to happen on the next candle is it needs to push down. If it pushes down, we buy the break of the high and trade it back into the range. So very, very simple. Um, all my entries are the same. The only ones that differ will be momentum entries. So the entry technique is based around a bow and arrow. So if you pull the bow back, you let go of it, the arrow projects forward. If you get an elastic band, you pull it back for it to project forward. So in this case, we want price to go down to attract buyers. Buyers come in and then boom, pushes price up. As it pushes price up, we get triggered. It's not always conspiracy. There are some independents talking about this. Yeah, I'm sure there are, but I don't read them. I don't read them. I'm not interested in reading them. I'll just trade what I see. If you've got time and it's something that you like to do, then like I said, that's something that you want to do. Um, you know, I get into a car and I drive it. I don't care how the engine works. And that's the analogy that I kind of look at when it comes to trading. I see the charts, I see the candles. I don't give a damn what's happening behind it. The candles are telling me who's buying, what's happening. Is it being bought? Is it being sold? Yeah. Whereas some people, the way their brain works is they want to know how the mechanics of something works before they use it. then you have to do that because that will make you trade better. I wouldn't be a good mentor for that type of person. Does that make sense? What's the best chart to look at? I assumed it was 15-minute, but I'm confused. The best chart to look at is the one that gives you the cleanest chart. So if you're starting at the daily and you drop down and you drop down and you drop down and it looks clean, but then you go to the 15 and it looks messy, you go back to the 30. You go back to the chart that makes it look the cleanest. I don't go any lower than a 15. I think we'll give it another, well, as I said, if you are profitable, that's what matter, no matter the way you follow. Yeah, it's everyone has to do what works for them. There's so many different ways to skin a cat, but like I said, um, I can't give you the answers that you want, Cactus, because it's not what I do, and I have no intention of doing that, which is why, I won't put it down, but I'll give you my thought process and rationale as why I don't do it. Um, the main thing for me is price and how a candle moves. So again, I'll repeat this because you're probably never going to get anything so simple, but no one will ever talk about this. There's only four things a candle can do. So if this is candle one, the next candle can do four things. It can either do this, it can do this, it can do, oops, this, or it can do this. So if you look at this one, it can't do anything else, right? It cannot do anything else. It's physically impossible for a candle to do anything else than this. This one has a higher high and a higher low than the first candle. The second one here has a lower high and a lower low. The third candle has a higher high and a lower low. And the fourth candle has a lower high and a higher low. They're the only four things that a candle can do. So when you understand that, you realize there's a 25% probability that one thing can happen. But then if you look at the context of the market, those probabilities shift based on the market trends and structures. So this one, we'll change them for color for now. So this one is what we call an up range. This one we'll say is bearish, so we'll change the color of it. This is a down range. Now, as some of you will probably know, this one could be called an outside or an engulfing, and therefore this one is an inside candle, right? There's nothing else, can't do anything else. Does everyone understand that? If you understand that, just hit some likes so I know you actually understand that there's only four things a candle can do. Yeah, does that make sense, guys? Just hit a yes or hit some likes so I know you understand there's only four things that a candle can do. Time to sell? Not yet. Okay, fantastic. I see people are understanding this. Lovely. So, if you know there's only four things that can happen, if there's a trend, so let's say there's an uptrend, which one of these candles do you think you'll see more of? An up range, an outside, an inside, or a down range? Which one will you see more of? Yeah, up range. Exactly. If there was a no, so outside happen very infrequently, but they will occur in both trends. So absolutely up range. So in a downtrend, which one do you think would occur most frequently? Okay, exactly. So now you know what's more likely to occur in an uptrend or a downtrend. So if you then apply the principle that I just told you of, if you imagine a bow being pulled backwards and then you let go of it for it to go forwards, if the market is in an uptrend and the next candle starts to go down first, do you think it'd be a sensible idea to place a buy stop above the high of that bullish candle just from simple price action? Yeah, there you go. This is really, really simple stuff, guys, but it will make you a better trader. Now look, if you placed a buy stop above here and this one started going down first, what happens if it keeps going down? Do you lose anything? No, absolutely not. Lose nothing. No, there's no loss because you placed a buy stop above here when the market went down first. So if it keeps going down, you don't lose anything. What happens is maybe you get an outside candle or it just creates a downrange candle. If it creates a downrange candle, guess what? You're probably starting a correction. If it's starting a correction, if the next candle wicks up, you can sell the low. This is just like I couldn't put it in more layman terms for you guys on how to look at price action. You can make it, as I said, as difficult as you want. Yeah, mentorship. You have to be a member first, and you can do that in. If you go to my profile, you'll see a standstill. Um, there's a there's a link there. But really, really simple, guys. Do I trade the US 30? No, just gold, DAX, and NASDAQ. But I'm unless you got any questions, guys, market's not really doing anything for me today after that trade. I'm gonna bounce. Anyone got any questions? One trade, one win. So nice little. I'm only interested in letting the market go up to sell. Nice. Any questions, guys? Thanks, Stephen. Cheers, buddy. Take care. One from one is okay. I'll settle for that. Like I said, I took two shitty trades earlier between the live streams, so I was coming back with laser focus. How do you identify the trend? Okay, this is going to sound very simple, but when you look at the peaks and the troughs, as long as they are creating higher highs and higher lows, you have an uptrend. As soon as the market goes into consolidation, then you're expecting the market to sit tight until we either continue with the trend or break structures. So if I was to just look at this right now, if you want to identify like the shifts in trend, you can see here on this time frame, it comes down, comes up, down, up. So if you then want to, now it gets a bit tedious when it gets choppy like this, but then you mark off the highs. So you can see all the way down here, it's producing lower highs, lower lows. Lower high, this is a higher low. So this is a warning point. As soon as it starts to rally here, we're looking maybe can it break above there. Then the trend resumes. We now break through that low. We create a lower low, lower high. So this is all downtrend, 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 downtrend. As soon as we break through this high, we've got a shift. Okay, that's where the market shifts. Then we've got higher highs, higher lows through here. Now we have a lower low here, gives us a warning. It's not a change in trend, it's a warning, but because the market then continues and proceeds to break that high, we're fine. Okay, so that's just the most simplistic way to identify trend, and trend will change on every time frame. Okay, so where you're looking at this 30-minute correction, if you look at this correction here on a 5-minute, you're going to see an uptrend on a 5-minute. Okay, any questions? I don't have a bias right now. What I would say is if price gets and closes above here, I'm going to look for a buy. If price closes above here and then closes back below here, then that's a false break. So both can set up in this area. And I would happily trade the false break because we've got clean candle range to the downside. If we get a breakout and we close above here and we wick down, I'll happily trade the long because we've got clean candle range to here. Okay? So no bias, just happy to trade long or short right now. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to have to do one. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Yeah, see you, team. Sorry, I was a bit out of it when we first came online, but I came back. Wait, Mongomotsi, what's wrong, bud? Cheers, Sade. Just remember, guys, I won't ever message you directly on TikTok, but if you, I did 18K on Friday. Um, so yeah, I mix up the distances. I did 6 yesterday, 8 today, maybe 10 or 12 tomorrow, and then we'll see. All right, guys, so that's it. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.